hell with him, this would be the end of his story. Victory over hardship, he's built for it. He killed for another chance to rewrite his story. He grabbed a pen, he wrote the script for it. He had a gift for it, something like a sixth sense. He backed his bags, man, he ain't seen the bed since. Had sentenced, did exactly what it was supposed to do. He swallowed pride, did what people that are sober do. He told the truth, trusted God and cleaned his mess up. They told him he kept going, be like he never even messed up. Within a couple years, the boy was blessed up. He used his story to help others who had messed up. Matter of fact, rumor has it that he still has. He makes music, they say it helps heal land. It's real bad once he's helping them through real battles. Real battles, know nothing about. And that's the story of the boy, and of course there's more to it. Maybe next time we'll get more into it. There's a moral to it, something for you to think on. Yo, you should think on it.
Welcome everybody, Chuck Brothers coming loud and proud. How are you doing today? Welcome to my podcast. Thank you all for joining in. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for your support. Monday, 1/18, 2021. How are you all doing? I am doing super fantastic myself. Let me fix my thing there. Like I'm missing a light or something. I don't know. Anyways, I think we're doing pretty good this Monday. Glad to be here. Man, another day sober, another day alive, this side of the grass. Woo, man. Fantastic. I want to welcome everybody to the podcast here. Chuck Brothers coming loud and proud. What do you say, Karen? Natasha? What do you say, Patsy? Welcome. Man, super excited to get started today. Didn't think I was going to make it. Thought I was going to be like late. You know how it is. Work's got to come first because you got to pay them bills. That's something we do on time today. I look like I got a black eye. Well, the other eye, actually. I don't, though. I can tell you that. But anyways, got to pay the bills, do the work, and all that good stuff. And when I say do the work, I ain't talking about recovery. You got to do that too, but you got to get up in the morning, go to do your job, make you some moolah. You know, today you got to be, you got to fit in. You got to do your part in the whole scheme of life thing. You know, just because you're an addict don't mean that gives you a right to lay down in bed and do nothing forever. We did that long enough. Today, we get up and try to make ourselves plentiful to everybody else. I'd say that ain't really the word I'm looking for. But anyways, as y'all know, I'm just a hillbilly from New Haven, and my vocabulary isn't always the best. It's better than it used to be. A little bit better than it used to be, because I'm alive. Oh, 80s, baby. I ain't did that one in a while, have I? Woo. But yes, glad to be here. Glad to do the podcast thing. I tell you, I really didn't want to today. I thought, man, I just got done working, straight to the building, to the studio, and boom. But I actually got here a little earlier than I thought I was going to, and I did have a little time to set up a little bit. Anyways, what do you say, Pauline? Welcome to my podcast, Chuck Brothers Covered Loud and Proud. How are you doing today? Super fantastic, I am. Super fantastic. Anyways, let me qualify myself for the show. August the 16th, 2018 is my sobriety date, and for that day I am truly, truly, truly grateful. I do have a sponsor who has a sponsor who has a sponsor who has a sponsor. And I believe that that is the best way to go, because if I ain't got the answer to help somebody out, I know somewhere to go to ask. And it always works great. Anyways, when I was 10 years old, I started smoking weed, drinking alcohol, moved right along to mushrooms, to LSD, cocaine, to crack cocaine, pills, barbiturates, uppers, downers, all arounders, whatever. The methamphetamines, the heroin. I'm a 5-gram day heroin addict, or was a 5-gram day heroin addict, intravenous user. My drug of choice was speedballing, or yours, because yours was free. And I don't tell you all that because I'm proud of it. I tell you because I am living proof that any addict can get clean and sober. Any addict can get clean. If I can do it, anybody can do it, people. I'm telling you. But yeah, be sure to like, subscribe, find us on YouTube. Like and subscribe, whatever you do, Hit the bell, hit all these little heart little things there, all this all works into an algorithm of some sort or something and all that. You can even put the mad one there if you like, but I prefer the love. So does God. And anyways, to get to the point of the day, I have no points today, except I'm super glad that you all are all here. You woke up sober, and if you didn't, there is a way out. And if you was to quit today, your sobriety date would be 1/19/2021. And start the new year out right, clean and sober. Reach out, PM me if you like. If you can't find a way to get into a rehab, let me know. We will find you a bed. I'll probably have you one by morning. Probably tonight, really. Depends on how excited you are to go. We could definitely get you one in the morning. Yeah, there's no other better way to live, people. I'm telling you, it has been my experience, and I can only talk on my experience, that I lived more since sobriety than I've ever lived in the madness. Even though I thought that all that stuff I was doing, and heck, I even made a few trips down to Nashville and Florida, and thinking that we're doing big things. Get down there, you couldn't stay because you didn't have no hotel rooms. You had to come right back. But we got to see the beach, didn't we? Yeah. Got a hat in Nashville one time, straight down there, straight back. Didn't have no money to stay, but we had enough to buy a hat and come back. And that was pretty much the extent of my living, was doing things like that. And I used to think that was cool, and that was the thing to be and thing to do. And I realized in sobriety that no, that's not living. When you get out, what do you say, Les? Woo-woo? When you get out and you get to go places and stay overnight, you get to go out to eat, spend time with somebody you care about, or friends, or whatever. That's living. That is living 100. That is living 100. I thoroughly enjoy getting out and doing things, and I thoroughly enjoy getting out and talking, really. I like to get out and meet new addicts and stuff like that. And the reason why, because they got other experiences, and maybe I can help them, but maybe they can help me. It is a give and take kind of deal. If you don't know something about something, you can take that experience of theirs and then turn around and share it with somebody else that needs help. Or you can meet somebody else that knows something different than you, and you can share that person with somebody that needs them. And that's how it works. It really does. We are going to do a Chuck Brothers How You Use Your 4 milligram nasal Narcan today. We're going to do some Narcan training. And I'm kind of really up in the woods, which I want to do, because I'll tell you what, I'm just glad to be here with friends. We can sit here and talk all day, and that's fine too. Whatever. Y'all can put in input anytime you like. Anytime you like. What do you say, Gary? What do you say, Ricky? Les, Pauline, Patsy, Tyler, what's up, my friend? On Point Barbershop, Campbellsville, Kentucky. On point. And I'm telling you right there, my guy right there, Tyler Cook, is on point. On point. Does a super fantastic job. I share a lot of his stuff on my group and my pages because he does do a good job and super good guy. Super good guy. Woo. I'm a little dry. But anyways, this weekend for me was kind of like, all last week was just kind of like horrible, people. Just kind of like horrible. But you know what? I got to look at life a little different than most people just because I had a bad week. I really didn't have a bad week. I didn't end up in a graveyard, which could have happened in the madness. Today, I kind of welcome them bad weeks because I get to, you can look and say, man, last week was bad, but it's going to be better this week. It's always going to be better tomorrow. It's always going to be better tomorrow. Even if it don't make it tomorrow, the next day, it will come back around. Happiness does come back around. And really, you don't have to get unhappy because you're having a bad week. I guess that's my point there. Basically, what you do is you learn from that, and that's a learning experience. I had to look back and say, okay, Chuck, why was my week not such a blessing like normal? Why was it just kind of like off? Why did I kind of feel kind of down? Well, I tell you, I did a lot of work last week and didn't make a whole lot of money. For the hours put in and the money taken in, it really, you think it's not worth it. But really, in reality, you got to have slow weeks. It's just going to be that way. Life throws curveballs. It's all on how you react. Good buddy told me one time, he said, Chuck, it don't matter how you stumped your toe, it's how you act or how you reflect on that stumping your toe. If I stump my toe and I jump up and down and I holler and I scream and I yell and I cuss, probably not taking it so well, right? But if I stump my toe and I remember that I probably ought to wear shoes when I'm running down concrete, I probably won't stump my toe. I got to learn from that. Or for instance, maybe I'm walking around the side of the bed and I hit my toe. I mean, I can jump up and down, scream, yell, and cuss. Man, it makes me feel better. But that ain't the way we act. Life reacts to you and how you react to life. Like I said, it really don't care. God don't care how you stump your toe or how you hurt yourself. It's how you react to it. And back in the day, I used to just go get high. I mean, I'd get high because the day was gloomy. I'd get high because the day was sunny. I'd get high because the weather was cold. I'd get high because the weather was hot. I'd get high just to get high. I'd get high because dinner was good. I'd get high because dinner was bad. I could have a reason to get high for anything in the world. And today, I don't have to get high. It don't matter who dies, who loves me, who don't love me, how the weather is. None of that affects why I get high today. Because I don't have to. I don't have to get high today. What do you say, Natasha? I'm great. I am doing great today, actually. It's been a super good day. Super good day for me. Really didn't have a whole lot of work, but I made a whole lot of money today. See, that's the whole thing. It comes back around. It does come back around. And, man, it's a true blessing. It is a true blessing. Yeah. Trying to think what else happened this weekend. Nothing really. I just worked. I did kind of get a little foggy a little bit, but you know what? Friday night we had a birthday party, and that went over good. Had some guy brought in some beans and some sausage. That was really good. Sunday had a meeting. It was pretty good. Same guy brought me some sausage and some bread for breakfast. I was like, heck yeah. I did go to church. Went over to Southeast Christian over in E-Town. Man, what about that place? Y'all been over there? Woo-wee. Man, good buddy of mine, he asked me, been asking me forever. He's like, Chuck, come on over here. Let's watch, go to church with me. Go to church with me. I'm like, man, I get up, man, my best excuse ever. I don't like to get up in the morning. I don't like my lighting. It makes my eyes shadow. But anyways, I don't guess I'm going to find my, this is probably going to be too bright on that side. But it kind of washed me there. I don't know. But went over to Southeast Christian, had a great time. We praised God and did the deal, and it was super good. Think I'm going to go every other week with him maybe now. See, the thing is, I watch Southeast Christian on Sundays on my laptop, to start my day. I really don't get out to go to church a lot. I did go last Saturday to New Hope, and that was good too. Because it was Catholic. I was baptized Catholic, and I like my Catholic religion and all that good stuff. Got to have it. Got to have it for my higher power, because see, my higher power is Jesus Christ, and you got to have a higher power for this to work correctly. You don't have to, I guess, but everybody I know's got one, and I just like to follow what they say. What do you say, Ricky, Gary, Sean, Natasha? What do you say, Scott? Welcome, man, welcome. The way I understand it is I got to realize that my life is unmanageable in all of my affairs and everything. I just can't manage my own life. It just don't work for me, right? I am an addict. I have to admit that I'm an addict, and I got a problem. And man, did I not have a problem. Woo! Man, I just ruined everything in my life, throw my family away, walked away from them, and blamed everything on them, which in reality it was the other way around, and they never left. I tell you, they still live in the same house that they lived in when I walked away, but they left me, right? I know, right? That's just the way we think in addiction. And then turned around, man, my mom was paying my bills and stuff when I was 43 years old. Whew. I'm almost embarrassed to say it, almost embarrassed to say it now, but I didn't care much about it then. Apparently, I'd call her up, oh, I'm starving, I need food. Looked like a dope fiend sexy, because we all sexy out there when we all skinny and boned up and dope fiend sexy. Woo. So yeah, my life, I definitely was an addict, definitely an alcoholic, definitely could not manage my own life. Came to believe that a power greater than myself could restore me to sanity. Whew. I don't know that I didn't believe that. I've always believed God could do whatever He wanted to do, if He wanted to do it. I hear a lot of people say that I feel like that, why would He help me anyways? I did so much wrong in the world and so much wrong in my life. Why would He help me? Well, I've learned today that that's what God does. And when I talk about God, don't run off people, because I promise you this is not a religious show. This is not about the Bible. It's not about none of that stuff. I talk about God because He is my higher power. You do not have to believe in my God. You don't have to believe in Him. You can believe in anything. The Spirit of the universe. Everything's connected. I don't know. You believe in that doorknob over there. If that's what you want to believe in, you believe He can help you get sober, boom, it'll work. My aunt believed in a ball peen hammer for 25 years and it got her sober. Happily sober, too. And, so when I talk about religion, don't run off, because it's more not about, when I talk about God, I'm talking about myself. And I'm just sharing my experience. You can take what you want, leave what you don't. Highly recommend you do that. I highly recommend you do that. Don't let the God thing scare you off. I mean, there's some people out there don't want to hear it. They don't like God, don't trust God, don't know if there is a God, but whatever. I feel like there is, and that's my own conception. And I don't know that mine's exactly like my higher power is exactly like what my religion is. I'm not about all trying to figure all that out. What I'm trying to figure out is how I can get me a daily reprieve from my issues that's going on up here in my head. And I fail miserably a lot of times, but you know what? It's just got to be better. A little bit better than it used to be. Just a little bit better than it used to be, because I'm alive. Oh, Motley Crue fan. I'm sorry. No, I ain't really sorry. I have fun doing it. But yeah, it's got to give in to something and besides yourself. Because see, my problem is anytime I put me, I, or this is what I want, and it's a me, I conversation, well, it's going nowhere quick. I can promise you that. I'm going to fail miserably at it. But if I got a higher power and I got somebody to share to, you can even use a whole bunch of people as a higher power, because a whole bunch of people kick your butt. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. And it just works. It just works. I find that if I'm trying to do the next right thing all the time, trying not to step on any toes while I'm walking through the world here, life is a little better. Life is a little better. I find that all my buddies that are still out there in the madness, that are still alive, if they are, they have lots of issues. Flat tires here, flat tires there, bills ain't paid. You know, it just seems like the world's after them. And they act like the world's after them. And we all know that the world's not. And I don't know why things happen to people that's still out there so bad. Maybe it's because you got a flat tire, you don't fix it. Or you got brakes that start rubbing, you don't fix them, and the next thing you know, you're buying $500 worth of stuff to fix it, you know, and it should only cost you $40. Maybe that's why, I don't know. Maybe it's just God trying to push you, or whoever, push you to something better, And I do truly believe that God got me to where I'm at. I truly believe that my mom prayed me here. And you don't have to believe that either, and that's all right, but that's what I believe. What do you say, Chuck, Johnny? Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt? What do you say, John? Welcome to my podcast. Welcome, my friends. But yeah, it's, I don't know the answers to everything. I just know that every day I try to help somebody. I try to do a good deed every day. I try to be at least 1% better than I was yesterday. I try not to badmouth. Let me tell you, I told y'all about last Friday when I was like tore up from the floor up. No, I didn't get to talk to you. Y'all don't know about that yet. No, you don't know about that yet. But I'm going to tell you about it now. So anyways, I did this job the other day and ordered these heaters from Home Depot. And they're just garage heaters you put in, and apparently there's some that's automatic, and there's some of them that, or they call them thermostatic, which has got a thermostat on it, and the other ones are manual, which you just turn them on and they run until you turn them off, or, you know. So I got the ones until they're manual, and I just didn't know no better. My bad. I admit it. I didn't know no better. I don't usually put in garage heaters, but somebody needed them, and I put them in, and man, I tell you. So Sunday I go over there to finish up, or Saturday to finish up, and I'm informed that I bought the wrong heaters. I'm thinking, man, this cannot be happening today. I'm like super low on money. I got bills coming in, and what am I going to do? And see, I'm starting to lose faith, and that's kind of where I'm getting at here. But I'm aggravated. I'm thinking I'm out like $400 at Lowe's or Home Depot. I ain't going to take these things back. Now I got to go out and buy new ones, put in, and I'm stuck with these. And it don't work out like that. It didn't work out like that. No, not at all. But, you know, I was already in a foul mood, and I'll tell you how that works is when you're in a foul mood, it breeds foul moods, and anything negative is going to come towards you if you're in a bad mood over something. And that's kind of what happens. So I get out. I can't make a phone call to Home Depot because where I'm at, there is no service. So I come back towards New Haven. I pull off the side of the road, and so I start texting Home Depot, telling them what my problem is, my issues and everything. And I get this representative in a text chat, and he says, I'm so-and-so with Home Depot. What's your issue? So I text him back. I was like, got the wrong heaters, need to exchange these. Can you reorder them? And then I'll bring these in, exchange them on the same day and all that. And he's like, wait a minute, dude, I got to clean my board off. I'm like, well, you said you was there. I was like, okay, so I didn't say nothing. And then he comes back, he says, okay, I'm here. So I text him, same thing again. Daggone if he didn't tell me the same thing. He said, trying to get to you. Got to clean my board up. But you just keep texting. Like, wait a minute, dude, you said you was back. So I kind of lost a little bit. I said, look, dude, if you don't want to talk to me, you don't want to help me out, I'll be more than glad just to call the store. You know, if I'm bothering you. It's like, oh, no, I just need to clean my board off here, and then once I get it cleaned up, I'll be back to you. So I waited for another 5 minutes. He finally come back. I told him my issue and all this stuff, and I never solved nothing. It never solved nothing. So now I'm like way up here in the head game thing, right? And yeah, I'm mad at him. He done done aggravated me because, you know, he's supposed to treat me good. He's a representative for the company, and I'm the customer, right? Apparently it don't matter when you're that big. So I get back here and I get on the phone and I just call him, because that's what you need to do. Just call him, right? No, so then I had to make an amends to the lady that answered the phone, because I was aggravated from the guy before. And yeah, so I ended up going back today and getting the heaters and going back to Home Depot. And I did get a full refund. And I did apologize while I was there. I said, I don't know who I talked to here the other day, but I apologize. I was in the wrong. Y'all did not know what the conversation was before or after. So I was in the wrong, and I just want to make it right. And they give me all my money back. But I still have to wait for the money to come back to PayPal, where I bought them, in order to be able to get the heaters that I need. But anyways, lesson learned. But you know, I thought about it all, you know, Sunday, all day Sunday, and then this morning as I was going to get them heaters, at how rude I was to somebody that didn't, you know, they was probably just trying to do their job, really. That one guy, I don't know, maybe he hit the button wrong or something. I don't know. I don't know what he was going through, and that's the thing. You don't never know what somebody else is going through. And people say what when they get, like, I know people when they get road rage, they're just like they get behind the steering wheel. They're just different people. And somebody cuts them off. It's and I tell them, I'm like, man, why you get so aggravated? You don't know what's going on in that person's life. Heck, they could have had a kid at home that's hurt, and they're trying to get there, and that's why they cut you off. Or maybe their wife had a stroke or something. You don't know. And I said, don't get mad at them, because you never know what's going on in them. And there ain't no reason to getting upset anyways, because we cease fight anything and everything. It's the best way to be. I'm a hard learner. I got to learn the hard way. So, and that's what happened, you know. And I don't know. I had to really make a living amends, because I really didn't get to talk to that lady today. And I'm sure that I made her mad, because I was upset and I said some rude things. And I know they was rude, and I knew they was rude as they was coming out. But if I don't make that right, I'm going to tell you what happens. If I didn't make that right, or say be nice to them today, or do something for somebody else, that would sit there and eat at me. And if it didn't eat at me and I just didn't have no conscience at all, what would happen would be I would just keep getting darker and darker and darker and darker and darker. Well, you say, Johnny, welcome. And if you're negative, it's just going to keep drawing to you. And I guess it's kind of getting to my point where I'm trying to get to is you bring stuff on yourself. And if life's going wrong already, don't make it worse by getting upset. I know it's easy to get upset. It really is. But did you know you can only stay mad for 3 minutes? Anything after 3 minutes, you're doing it to yourself. Because really, 3 minutes is about all you got. And if you think about it, you get mad and you walk away, and the next thing, if you're like me, I walk away in about 2 minutes and I calm down, smoke a cigarette or something, and I'm like, man, I'm an idiot. Why did I do that? And then it was over something stupid or something that you did that you knew better or whatever. That's usually my point right there. I've usually caused it some way. And if I didn't, I made it worse by getting mad and upset that I didn't have to do. And that's all. You got to find your part, definitely. And that's where you get down to where you make that list of things that's going on inside of you and all that, getting rid of all that garbage in the fifth. And I don't know. But you got to get it out of you. And that's the main point. You got to get rid of all that stuff so you can let the sunlight and spirit shine in on you and get a little spiritual. When I say spirituality, I don't mean Jesus Christ and all that stuff. I'm saying get it all out of you. Be positive, fresh, not all that anger inside of you. In my case, it would be kind of religiously, because I believe in my higher power or whatever. But like I said, you don't have to believe in that. You can have your own conception, as long as you're not counting on yourself to be right about everything. Because see, when Chuck Brothers does something and I'm right all the time, No, I'm digging a grave for me because the world don't revolve around me, and it never will. And that's why I always say on here that you got to be maximum service to your fellow man and your higher power. And if you do that, you're on the right track. Right track. Anyways, I don't know. I didn't mean to get all that kind of in a tangent there, but whatever. Let's go to commercial one time. PAL, Parents of Addicted Loved Ones. You are not alone. They meet Thursday nights, 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the United for Recovery office, 860 West Stephen Foster, Bardstown, Kentucky, 40004. Their phone number is 502-349-3329. Ask for Terry. Tell your friends with Chuck Brothers Recovery loud and proud. How are you doing today? I just thought, if y'all really did that, it'd probably be pretty funny. You'd be like, who the heck is this person? Excuse me. Anyways, you can find them at www.palgroup.org. Parents of Addicted Loved Ones. You are not alone. This is a great group. I like the whole thing behind it. You know, these are not addicts here. These are not alcoholics here. But these people here do care. And they got the answers to the questions that you're asking. It's about the best way I can explain it. They can tell you what to do when you're addict or alcoholics asking for bail money or canteen money or I need gas money. My bills ain't paid, especially when your bills ain't paid. That's what I always used to say, and go right to the dope man. They tell you why you shouldn't give your addict cash. Just a good informational group. If you have somebody out there suffering from addiction, be sure to call my friends at PAL. You are not alone. Woo woo. Be sure to share, like, subscribe, follow, hit the bell, ding, 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 ding. I don't know what it does, but anyways, it's an algorithm thing. Do all these little heart things. That's cool. If you want to, you don't have to. If you don't want to, it's all right with me. Either way. But yeah, we are going to do how to use your 4 milligram nasal Narcan here shortly. I am like real low on Narcan. I need to get a hold to my friends at United for Recovery. And speaking of them, United for Recovery, education, prevention, and support. Contact us at 860 West Stephen Foster, Bardstown, Kentucky, 40004. Our phone number is 502-348-1879. Please leave a message. 502-510-4328. Ask for Lisa. Tell your friend of Chuck Brothers Recovery loud and proud. How are you doing today? You can find us on the internet at www.unitedforrecovery.org. Be sure to look under the resource tabs. We got things like Casey's Law, recovery centers, halfway houses, sober living. We can tell you if it's a male only, male, female with kids, all that stuff. We got recovery centers. All that stuff is under our resource tabs. Please take a look at it. We can tell you where to go if you need help with child support, food stamps, all that good stuff. Anything you need to know. United for Recovery. Education, prevention, and support. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, that's pretty much my weekend. How was your all's? Did y'all have a good weekend? What do you say, Randy? He's probably like, how do you know I was on here? Because I'm looking. Yeah. Anything exciting happening in y'all's world? I don't know why y'all don't like talking to me. I like talking to y'all. Be sure to reach out here. Send a question. Answer a question. Give me your feelings on it. Or you could just call in. I have to plug my phone in, but you could call in too, 502-286-0005, and Go live with me. I know everybody wants to be somebody, right? Feel free. Feel free to call in 502-286-0005 and we can talk to each other live. Also, let's see here. Am I forgetting anything? Oh, yeah, we didn't do a whoop whoop. Whoop whoop. God is good every second of every day. God is good all the time. Whoop whoop. God is good every second, every minute of every hour, of every day, of every week, of every month, of every year. God is good all the time, people, all the time. Praise Jesus. Woo. Praise Jesus for the one time only. This is my higher power. If you ain't got a higher power, feel free to borrow mine. He wants to be your higher power anyways. You can borrow him. I don't mind. Matter of fact, he can be whatever you want. If y'all don't understand the thing about when I say that you can choose your own conception, I mean, I tell you, I've seen people get a pad of paper out, just like this, just like that, pad of paper, and open it up, and you sit there and think, if I did have a higher power, what would he be like? If I get to choose, right? If I get to choose my higher power, well, he would be good. He wouldn't only be good, he'd be great, wouldn't he? Because he'd be my higher power. So we got good and great. He would probably forgive me, so he's forgiveful. Not forgetful, forgiveful. Forgiving. There we go, forgiving. He would answer my questions if I asked him. He answers me. He likes to talk to me. He talks to me. If I was in trouble, he would help me out. Savior. We got a pretty good list going so far. Let's see. Good, great, forgiving. He answers me, he talks to me, and he's a Savior. And mine would be a healer too. He'd heal me if I was hurt. Y'all got any more you can throw in on that? That right there, I'll tell you what, that right there is probably better than I've had in a long time. I'll tell you what, that explains mine, Jesus Christ. I don't know. I'm kind of biased. You don't have to be, but I am. So you get to make up what your higher power is. Just make it up. Just take it out of your head what you think your God or your higher power or your energy, your electricity, your doorknob, what it can do for you, and that is good. That is good. It's a start. It is a start. And it's very important. It is very important. Yeah, I was going to bring that up. A friend of mine, April, she lost her grandparents and her grandmother, and be sure you say a prayer for my friend April. She is, I talked to her earlier, and she's having a hard time, and I would have a hard time too. But yeah, she's a good friend. Love her to death. Love her to life. Excuse me. We don't love people to death anymore. We love them to life because we can very well love people to death. She's a great person. Donald, I didn't see you on here, buddy. What do you say, Donald? Larry, welcome. I got a question. Y'all don't have to play along, but you can play along. I appreciate it if you do. Right now, it says we got 3 people watching. So if y'all could all hit the letter I. I just want to curious how good Facebook's thing here is. So if y'all hit I, just like this right here, I don't know. We'll just count them. Just curious. You don't have to, but I'm curious. You know, because if somebody's not talking, or if they're not in the, I don't see them. I don't see them at all. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but most of the time I don't. See, now it says 4, 3, it moves around all the time, but I think there's way more people here than that, and maybe they're not. Maybe they're not. I really ain't that important, and I'm really not that good at what I do, but the thing I do is I reach out here and try to help. I do want to help, and I hope I share hope. Hope I share hope, and yeah. But anyways, y'all know what time it is. Y'all keep hitting them I buttons if you're there. Chuck Brothers, how you use your 4 milligram nasal Narcan. The thing about this Narcan right here, your 4 milligram nasal Narcan that you get from me is it's 4 milligrams. You only get 0.04 from the fire or the police, or 0.4, yeah, 0.4 from the police, the ambulances, fire people, whatever. And that's why people say they Narcan me 10 times. Well, if they Narcan you 10 times with what they got, that would be equal to 1 of these. It is super, super stout. It will bring you back from the dead 8 minutes after overdose, 92% of the time. 8 minutes after overdose, 92% of the time. Okay, so I'm going to say my first instance is going to be, I'm getting high with my buddy, and I come to and I look over and he's blue, like dead blue. I can't really explain the color blue. If you've ever seen anybody that's passed away, they got this blue color to them. And first thing you do is not call 911. And they're going to tell you, even on the instruction, it says call 911 immediately. I'm telling you right now, don't do that. First thing you do is you open up your nasal Narcan like that. You roll them over on their side so they cannot asphyxiate, which basically means they can't puke and they go back down in their lungs. You pull it out of the package. You grab it just like that, thumb on the plunger, take your fingers, push all the way up in their nostril until your fingers touch their nostril, then you push the plunger. Don't pull it out. Push the plunger while it's in their nose. You only got one shot with this. So make sure, like I said, fingers right there, thumb on the plunger, all the way up the nostril till it touches your finger, push the plunger. At this point, call 911. Always administer the Narcan, then call 911. And the reason why, because if you call 911 and you say, hey, I got an overdose here, and they say, what's your issues? What's your address? Are they breathing? Are they blue? Have you did CPR? Can you do CPR? All this stuff takes time, people. All this stuff takes time. And you're already erratic or wreck or whatever because, you're sitting there looking at somebody dying from overdose. Now, 3 minutes later, if they have not made any signs of improvement, it comes with 2 in a box. Whoa, 2 in a box. It's right, 2 in a box. Same thing. Fingers right there, thumb on the plunger, up the other nostril. Fingers touch their nose right here. Push the plunger. By this time, help should be coming. Help should be coming. Sorry, every time I do that, I think about my best friend. He didn't make it. I didn't have no Narcan, and cops didn't at the time. The cops didn't carry Narcan. But I did call 911, and I always call 911 people because the reason why, save a life. Ain't no better reason than that. You see an overdose, call 911. And like in the scenario I just said, don't be afraid to call 911 if you're in Kentucky anyways. Because Kentucky Senate Bill 192, the heroin bill, provides immunity from arrest for someone who calls 911 to save a life of a person who has overdosed on drugs and stays with that person until help arrives. Until help arrives. Once again, it provides immunity from arrest if someone calls 911 to save a life of a person who has overdosed on drugs and stays with that person until help arrives. I think if you just did it because you didn't want to go to jail, kind of shady, but whatever. I don't care why you call 911. I would hope that you would do it because you're a moral person and you want to help somebody stay alive. I wished everybody would do that, but not everybody would do that. Some people will go through your pockets, leave you laying there, and let you die. But it's been my experience that out of everybody that I know that's overdosed, none of them wanted to die. And if I was there, I guarantee you, I'm calling 911. I'm not worried about going to jail. I mean, I don't want to go to jail, but I don't want to have to live with my buddy's life on my hands. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know. Thank you, Betsy. And it might be something that I did at the beginning of the setup. Let's see here. Comments. No, it says follower slow, discussion restricted, protected. Yeah, and I didn't choose none. It does say that at the beginning of this too. Comment moderation. Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, that's why you always call 911. I want to do the Narcan thing one more time, just in case y'all didn't hear me. You come up, you're at a restaurant, you walk in the bathroom, you find somebody nodded off on the toilet. They're blue. They're not, you shake them, whatever, roll them down on the floor, put them on their side. That way if they vomit, they won't asphyxiate, which basically means they vomit and it goes down in their lungs. Alrighty, you don't call 911, not right now. First thing you do is you open up your nasal Narcan, fingers right there. Thumb on the plunger, all the way up the nostril till your fingers touch their nose, push the plunger. At this point, call 911. After you administer the first dose of Narcan. Now, reason I tell you that, and on the box it tells you call 911 immediately, but if you do that, they're going to ask you a bunch of questions, and all that takes time. Seconds matter. This here will bring you back from the dead 8 minutes after overdose. 92% of the time. 92% of the time. Not 100%. That's why seconds matter. The quicker you can get the Narcan in them, the better. Now, after 3 minutes, there's another one in the box. It's not made for 2 people. It's made for 1. If there's 2 people passed out, use both of them. Do your best to save both their lives. But after 3 minutes, if they're not moving around or something, you take the other one out of the box, same thing, fingers right there, thumb on the plunger, other nostril all the way up till your fingers touch their nose, push the plunger. By this time, help should be coming and arriving. Very important, people, very important. And if you administer Narcan, be sure you call 911. And another reason why you do that is because the half-life of Narcan is much faster than the half-life of opiates, which means the Narcan can wear off and you can still go back to overdose. This is not a cure. Dead people cannot recover. If you're against Narcan, I'm just going to tell you now, dead people cannot recover ever because they're dead. If we can keep them alive, they might get that psychic change, something. It might take 20 times. I know people that's overdosed a bunch of times, 20 times, 30 times, and finally recover. And are doing things like I do right here, helping people all the time. Change their life. So it is very important to not give up on people. Do not give up. Sorry, I had to see the time. I didn't know where we was at on this. Didn't know where we was at. But I'll tell you where we're at. If you're getting depressed, reach out and talk to somebody. 1-800-273-TALK, Suicide Prevention Hotline. You can reach out and talk to me. I'll be glad to talk to you. I will tell you about my story. I'll tell you about how I was hanging from an extension cord right here in this picture, and how my nephew saved my life, and how I am today. Right here. $1 million smile. Woo woo. Rocking some recovery. Doing the deal. Super happy. Even last week, when things just did not go right. It was a learning experience. Boy, it does look like I got a black eye. Ooh. Swear ain't nobody hit me, I promise you. JD! What up, boy? We talking about how important it is to stay alive. Can you imagine that? Did a little Narcan training today. Woo woo. Did a little Narcan training today. Love it. Love it. Love it. If you all need some Narcan, feel free to reach out. I don't know how I can stress enough how important it is to have Narcan. The main thing, I had somebody come the other day and said, Chuck, can you give me some more Narcan? This one here is expired. Expiration July 2021. Mine's still good. I don't care if it expired 2 years ago. Use it. It might not be as strong, but I'd hate to think I let somebody die because it didn't have the right date on it. Use it. It might not be as strong. Might not be as strong. What do you say, Billy? Welcome to my podcast. Welcome to Chuck's World. Whoop whoop. Anyways. Whew. I don't know. Been a good day today. Life's been good. You know what? I didn't have to get high today, and I am truly grateful. Truly grateful. Whew. It don't stop, JD. It's everywhere, buddy. Let me get over here and put that on the screen. I don't know what y'all see on y'all side, but this is what I see on my side. Lost 3 brothers to overdose in the last 2 weeks and another to be charged in one. So it never stops. The streets are winning. That's what he's saying right there. The streets are winning. You can be a statistic. You can be a statistic. And the statistic I want to be is on the survivor side. On the survivor side. Yeah, I want to live today, people. I don't want to die. I really don't. I want to stay alive. You know why? Because people need me. My 12-year-old boy needs me. My mom needs me. Hell, I need me. You know what I'm saying? Please call for help. You see an overdose. Please help save a life. JD, you are so right. We just went through that too. Yes, we did. We'll go back to it. Just because. If you see an overdose, call 911. He was saying his buddy is charged in one. But if he would have called 911, he would have had immunity from arrest if someone calls 911 to save a life of a person who is overdosed on drugs and stays with that person until help arrives. Whoop, whoop, man. I know 4 people here in Nelson County, manslaughter charges. Manslaughter second. I like how you said that, Billy. I know where we both been. That's all right. You can admit you was worse than me. It's all right. No, I'm just kidding. I probably was worse. I was pretty bad shape. I just like making the joke. Yeah, you're probably worse than me. I do it all the time. But really, I'll tell you why I do that, because there was a guy that I know that I thought was worse than me. And when I got in recovery, I used to say, yeah, oh boy, if he could do it, I could do it. And then I found out that, yeah, old Chuck wasn't so good either. You know what I mean? He wasn't. He really wasn't. But that's about all the time we got. Be sure to stick around and look at the pictures. And at the end, we got one that's called, can't remember what I named it. I Still Have a Voice. I play it at the end. You got to stick around to the end to watch it. It's well worth to hang around, people. I appreciate everything y'all do. I believe in you. If you need a recovery center to go to, reach out, 502-286-0005. Had to do it quick because I get prank phone calls. But anyways, reach out, PM me, whatever. I believe in you. I have faith in you. I trust you that you're going to do right. I pray for you every day, every one of us. I pray for the world. I pray for the COVID-19 to go away, all that stuff. Please do the same. Woo woo. Chuck Brothers Recovery, loud and proud. How are you doing today? Woo woo.
Shoes. First you gotta understand the sand that he's walking through. Silence by default, but it's never been his fault. Following the code, hanging around nothing but adults. Cause he was shedding water in the pool of good intentions. Always would envision a mission, but no one listened. Wishing to be noticed, hoping they would see him glisten. Beating pots and pans with his hands in the kitchen. They bashing on his passion cause he made his own decisions. Stitching the incisions, ever brought with those opinions. In addition, started drinking, never mixed it with some thinking. Sinking into loneliness and living for the weekend. Waking up confused and popping pills for his amusement. Loving his guitar, but to the drugs he had to lose it. He wants to hit the road but doesn't own a car to cruise it. Now he's all alone with a cup of purple juices. Laughing with the mattress, scratching at his bruises. Jack off to an actress that he's watching in a movie. He's never getting action, girls are scared of his delusions. If legends never die, how it's not the kid to prove it. Never walk alone.
In recovery, we never walk alone.
And life's a battle. You can flee from people, but evil to travel in the shadows. Never walk alone. Never walk alone. And life's a battle. You can flee from people, but evil they travel in the shadows. His buzz was getting weaker with the more that he done. Instead of being fun, it made him apathetic and numb. He'd take a look into the mirror and hated what he become. A fucking bum, thought the world be better off when he's gone. Planned to take so many drugs that he may never wake up. But he done spent his last $30 on Xanax and rum. He called his grandma up and said, I need some money for dress clothes. I got a job, ma, I can't follow the dress code. See, he already knows that he won't last till tomorrow. So he don't give a fuck about the cash that he borrows. She told him she'd be over around 8:30 or 9. It was 1 o'clock and he was too impatient to die. Ravaging through all the stuff for anything he could find. Trying to find something that could take the pain before 9. Then she called him back and told him that she had a surprise. He didn't know if he could wait, but just said fuck it, I'll try. We never walk alone. Never walk alone. And life's a battle. You can flee from people, but evil to travel in the shadows. Never walk alone. Never walk alone. And life's a battle. You can flee from people, but evil they travel in the shadows. At 8:45, 2 cars pulled into his drive. He's on a card, but another card followed behind. She said, I'm proud of you, and good jobs are harder to find. But if you're gonna work, then we gotta get you a ride. Look, I bought this car for you from your Uncle Jack. We wanna see you succeed, don't gotta pay me back. It's got a lot of miles, but it's been maintained. I just wanna see you happy, it's never too late to change things. And here's your $50, I hope it's enough. At Salvation Army, that might even get you a tux. She hugged him hard and said, I hope it's get you out of your funk. And I brought you some groceries in the back of the trunk. Then he broke down and told her what he's planning to do. He said, I didn't get the job, ma, I wish it was true. You'll never understand the battle, cause the demons are strong. And I hate to admit it, but I done lost and they won. And all I ever really wanted was a moment of silence. These voices in my head are telling me to be violent. I tried praying to God, but he don't ever respond. But these voices go away whenever I take a bump. Then she dropped the keys and started gasping for air. Oh my God, my breathe, take a seat in this chair. We sat it down and then Uncle Jack hopped out of the car. She continued to struggle, but now she's grabbing his arm. And Uncle Jack shouted, call 911. You're a fucking coward, Howard, damn it, look what you've done. A piece of straw can break a camel's back and you were the one. My brother took his life cause you're his piece of shit of a son. Howard screamed, I never knew him when he died, I was young. This is not my fucking fault cause I get high to have fun. But you can call the cops yourself, look, I gotta run. And I'ma take my fucking life cause that's what all of us want. We never walk alone. Never walk alone. And life's a battle. You can flee from people, but evil to travel in the
Give it out to my buddy Dollar Green Intros.
Never walk alone. And life's a battle. You can flee from people, but evil they travel in the shadows. He snatched the keys from the ground and hopped in the car. Uncle Jack started to run, but didn't follow him far. Was more concerned about his mother and the shape of her heart. He watched the car vanish while his mother died in his arms. Now Howard's like an hour from that shitty apartment. He's half a bottle deep and moving on to the hard shit.
That's my buddy Dollar Green. Dollar Green Intros. Look him up, Dollar Green Intros.
No more twitching, got his fix, and now he's starting to think. Took a drink, opened the door so he could fall to his knees. Started praying for his granny, hoping she was at peace. Then his prayer got interrupted by the sound of police. Freeze right there! He chose to do the opposite. He jumped back in the car, spit off and took a new Suboxone strip. So fuck it, stop and frisk. He wants to just be off the grid. Sniffed another line of fuck it, chase it down with confidence. It's time to face the consequences. Knows that if the cops will get him, he'd be left with nothing but a dirty cotton pot to piss in. It's impossible to find a drip of optimism out of second chances. Too bad no one ever stopped to listen. Now he's planning out a car collision. With the cards he was given was not a hard decision. He screamed, the world show me no mercy, maybe God will. Then he yanked the steering wheel and slammed his car to the guardrail. Damn, this could have all been avoided. It may only took a friend to spare